Yeah, good evening, everyone. Students in the online, are you able to listen? Am I audible? Yeah. Okay, so yesterday we were about to start data representation, right? And there we have seen three ways are there to store the data. Actually, three mandatory things are there, compulsory way that with the use of those things we can store the data. First is what? Literal. I've already told you what is literal. What is literal? What is literal? Tell me. Yesterday only we have seen, right? Okay. Let me explain you one more time. First of all, whenever we write any data, whenever we try to store any data, those data are getting stored in the form of object. Okay. In Python, everything is what? Object. In Python, everything object it is, right? Why I'm saying object? Because in Python most of the data belongs to its own class, right? In other languages function is function, right? In other languages function is function. In other languages threading is threading. But in Python, if we declare any function, that in behind that particular function is also there is a class. Okay, so whenever we write any data, okay, whenever we write any data, for example, if I am writing a is equals to 30, 30, as we know that 30 is what type of data? Integer type of data, right? 30 is integer. But this is one of the interview question: what is the meaning of literal? Why do we know, why do we need literal? Okay, why do we use literal? So basically literals are nothing but the values. Literals are values, simple. So values are nothing but it it should have some type, it should have some data type. Okay, so for example this 30 belongs to what data? Integer. So I will call this as integer literal. Integer literal. Similarly, if I write b is equals to 3.2, what type of literal? Float literal. So this is known as float literal. Similarly, we have a number of type of data we have. We can call it as that particular data type of literal. Okay. For example, if I say, for example, I am taking lst is equals to, there is a data type called list. Okay, there is a data type called list which can store multiple values. Okay, so if I say 1 2 3 4 5, but inside this square bracket, now if I say this lst is one of the variable storing what type of data? List type of data. It is storing what? I can say this is known as list literal. What it is? List literal. So if we have n number of data type, that means we have n number of literals. That's it. Okay. In Python, yesterday I've told you how many data types we have? 14. Okay. One by one, I will explain you what are the data types and what are those 14 data types. Everything I will explain you. But first, we have to understand what is data, how we can store data. Okay, so in Python or in any language, if we try to store the data, the system or the programming language, the compiler or internal process, what is the internal process of Python? The name of that particular who converts byte code into machine understandable code? Python virtual machine. So every in Java also Java has Java virtual machine. C programming has compiler, right? C++ also having compiler. Are you getting it? So in Python we have Python virtual machine. Python virtual machine, that is meaning what? PVM. Okay, we often call it as PVM, right? Now what is the meaning of PVM? This only take cares of all the data. Okay, this take cares of data, right? Now so how it taking care of the data? If I am taking a is equals to 20, if I am taking a is equals to 20, it is making its memory space like this, and here it is taking the a variable which is storing what? 20. That means particular variable is having its value. Behind this also, PVM is deciding what type of data it is. It is a integer type of data. That's why Python is known as what type of language? Dynamically typed language. What does it mean? What does it mean? Easy, and from Monday onwards I will bring one gun, or else I will take one stick. Okay, tell me, what does it mean? What is dynamically typed language? Simple.
Real time values it will
You
be
guys do
storing.
one thing. Come again. Who was that online? Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, real time values it will store it. So it's not static, it's not predefined. So dynamically when you run the script you can provide the values.
Okay. Somehow it is good, but not an exact answer. Dynamically typed is what? Where we have to declare the data type before writing variable. Okay, before declaring the variable, that is a here, we have to write that is a static type. Okay, we have to give the data type. What type of data it is going to store? Integer type of. You see, 20 is what type of data? Integer. So in static type we have to declare what? Data type. This is known as data type. Why I'm saying it is as a data type? Type of the data, right? Type of the data. You consider it as different countries have their own currency, right? Currency name. For US it is dollar. For India it is. So everything has like some meaning, right? Or every country has its own currency name, we can say. Here also every data will be having its own data type. Okay, every data type will be having its own data type. For example, let's suppose SUV car. SUV means what? Can I say 7-seater is known as SUV? Yes or no? Or else you take a simple car, 4-seater car. Everything has its own categories, right? Bike, sports bike is there, or we can say a normal bike is there, or any adventure bike is there. Everything has some categories. Like in data also we have different categories, right? Different categories. When we go further we will see multiple types of data in single object. That is known as collection data, right? That is known as collection data. That means collection of multiple data. Collection of multiple data. For example, list. Just now we have seen how it is storing in single object. It is storing multiple values. Yes or no? Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. Likewise it can also store 1 2 Python, Java 3.6. These are called multiple values. Okay, and every value has its own category. If I say category, now we also have our own category, male and female. Two categories are there. Similarly here also it has been divided into multiple categories known as data type. That's it. So multiple data means multiple data types. Okay, if I am writing Let's suppose if I'm writing b is equals to 2.6, the data type of this is what? Float. That is the meaning of data type, right? Now we will come to our this literals and values. Now what is literal or value? Value what? Literals or values what? It is a value only, right? If I am giving 10 rupees, 10 is what? A rupee, a currency, right? Money. That has some separate meaning, right? So here also, when I say data or literals, that is nothing but the value. Value we are providing to something. Okay. Okay. If I'm giving you, I'm telling you like add two numbers, add two numbers, and I'm not declaring or I'm not giving any numbers. What will you do? You will choose random two numbers. Can I say those two numbers are data also? Can I call it as data also? Yes. So those are nothing but literals or value. That is nothing but the which we are going to store inside the variable. Okay. Like what is literal? Let's go for it. Okay. Literals are the values entered by the programmer, or we can say end user, because end user can also give inputs, right? By the end user or application user, I would say application user. Okay. To real time applications. Okay. Real time applications, they are classified classified into several types. Okay. I'm not going to tell you every data type. I'll tell you few things. Okay. One is integer data. Integer data. Okay. Integer data, or we can say integer literal. Okay. Integer literals. For example, let's take an example like student number. Okay. Student number, or we can say mobile number, right? More, tell me, which does not contain any decimal value. Tell me more. Age age we can say, right? Next is marks comes with decimal value, right? CGPA, that is also comes with decimal, right? More you can tell
ID,
me like
ID
uh-huh.
number,
Sorry.
ID
Aadhaar
number.
number, yes. ID number is good. ID is also good. ID number. So these are what we can consider it as what? Integer literal, right? So different options, proposals can come from this side. Okay. I have to take everything. Otherwise, this won't look good, right? So I have taken Aadhaar card. Fine, na? Okay, na? Anything more? You tell me. Okay. Next, integer literal. Next is float literal. What is float literal? For example, you can consider, uh, tell me marks, height, weight. Tell me. Next, percentage, right? These are what? And so on we have. Okay, these are comes under float literal. Similarly, I can say some more literals are there like Boolean literal. And Boolean literal, I would say Boolean, and this comes with two thing only. Okay. What are they? True and false. That's it. Okay. I would say complex literal, or let's take, I won't say complex now. You take string literal. In a string, what are the thing we can take? Let's take an example. Uh, yes, name,
Name,
gender, address, and so on we have.
address,
I'm not, yes. Okay, I'm not going to explain everything about this because we have lots of things here. Okay, now you can take date time is also there. Okay, date time. These are also comes under some literals. Okay, so these are some literals we have. So literals are nothing but the value. Who is going to enter? Either programmer or end users. Got it? Now let's go to variable. Most important. Before learning anything in any language, we have to understand the base of that, from where it is coming. Okay. Okay, in normal mathematics also, if we want to add two numbers, okay, if we want to add two numbers, or if we want to initialize any number, we need anything to store it, right? For example, x is storing 10. That means what? 10 value is being stored inside x. So there we are calling it as data, or there we are calling it as a, we can say, functions, right? Functions also, or anything. But in Python we call it as variable, right? We call it as variable. Okay, variables are nothing but, now tell me, now let's suppose I have given one variable a is equals to 20. Okay, a is equals to 20. Can I change this value? Can I change this value? I can write a is equals to 30 as well. I can write a is equals to Python as well. I can give a is equals to something like true as well. Yes or no? That means, can I say at the time of program execution, these values are getting changed? Can I say this value may vary every time? Different or not? 20 is different, 30 is different, Python is different, true is different. Yes or no? That means the value which can change or which may vary at the time of program execution, that is nothing but variable, which stores the data. Variable stores the data in the form of literals, or we can say values, right? Which can change at the time of program execution. If I'm, let's suppose the program is asking for enter your age. Now I am giving 20 year. After 1 year, what I will give? 21. So can I say that at the time of execution my values are getting changed? Yes, that's why, which can vary, that is known as variable. Okay, every time the value which can vary, that is nothing but a variable. Age, every time we cannot say age is constant, right? For 1 year that is fine, but next year that will get changed. Height, we cannot say height is constant, right? But what we can say, mobile number, you can say it is a constant. Every time you will use the same. Okay, right? So these are what which can vary at the time of program execution, right? So what is this? Once this is C, and where to store values, where to store, I can write it like this as well. If you check, I can write it like this as well. 10 plus 20. What is the value? 30. You check it, we are getting the 30. But can I use, can, if I close this, now where is 10 and 20? Can I use that 10 and 20? Or let's suppose here only you check. Here only you check. If I write 10 plus 20 now, here we are getting 30. But can I use this 10 and 20 again? Can I use this 10 and 20 again? Tell me. No, because There is nothing is there which is storing this 10 and 20, right? For using anything we have to store it first, right? Even if you bring the like packet of rice, right? So rice also you have to keep it somewhere, otherwise you cannot use it, right? You have to keep it somewhere. Or anything you take, anything, okay? If you are getting anything from outside, you have to keep inside something. Yes, even though if you are keeping any fruits also, you have to keep inside the fridge, otherwise that will get rotten. Yes or no? That means you cannot eat it later on if you don't keep inside the fridge. So fridge is nothing but a container, okay, which contains the values, or I can say which contains the fruits, vegetables, all these stuffs, right? Here in Python also, variables are nothing but a container which stores the value, right? Which stores the value, and these values are nothing but a temporary values, temporary memory, right? It is not getting in a permanent memory. If you want to use permanently, then you have to go for file concept. Okay, you have to go for file concept, because now if you use any kind of like data, for example, whether it is a picture, movie, videos, whatever it is, okay, you have to keep it inside your system, right? Otherwise you cannot use it, right? Or else if you take right, that we used to use a memory card. Memory card we used to use, what was that? Temporary memory or a permanent memory? Is it a temporary memory or permanent? How can you say it is temporary? Okay, RAM is temporary memory or permanent? RAM, random access memory. RAM is temporary memory or raise the hand those who belongs to CS background. Don't feel anything, raise the hand. I'm not going to ask you anything. Raise properly like this. Only 4 5 guys. And here online. Okay. So what is online also I'm asking? What is RAM? What type of data it stores? Temporary or permanent?
Temporary.
Temporary. Temporary data, right? That means if my system get erased, our data will also get erased. Yes. But if I store anything in ROM, that is our secondary memory, those memory are what? I can say those memory are permanent memory, right? Even though if my system get erased, I will get the, that's why people used to say, people are saying like, don't keep any important thing in our C drive. Okay, people say, right, don't keep any important thing in our C drive, keep it outside of that, make your own D, E, F, whatever it is. Yes or no? So C drive, or I can say RAM, is nothing but a temporary memory here. But for this, as I can change the value at the program execution, that's why we are storing these things into what? Temporary memory. Okay, are you getting it? That means the value which can be changed at the time of program execution, those value can be stored inside what? Temporary memory. Are you getting it? Right. So once the application user enters the data from the keyboard, it is programmer's responsibility. It is programmer's responsibility to store the data in the form of literals or values inside what? Variable, or we can say identifiers. Okay, literals or identifiers. Now what is identifier? Variable that can be changed, right? Now what is identifier? There are two questions: what is variable, what is identifier. They may ask you this also. When I say they, means whom? Interviewer. Okay, so they may ask you two questions: what is variable, what is identifier. Tell me the difference between this. So there is a no difference. Variable is an identifier, or identifier is nothing but a variable, but some uh, slight change is there, slight difference is there. What is that difference? Variable can change its value, whereas identifier, both are variable only. Variable is variable, variable is identifier, which stores the data, but the meaning of the identifier and variable is totally different, or slightly different, I would say. Okay, variable means what? The value which may vary. Okay, identifier which identifies the data. What? For example, one column is there called name. I am storing their age. Would it be good? Would it be good? Are you somewhere else? You are saying yes. Tell me, would it be good? No, that means name column should only have name, right? That means if I am storing my name, can I say name column is the identifier for those names? Can I say? Right? That's why, which can identify particular data. For example, if I'm taking a is equals to 10, if I'm taking a is equals to 10, we know what type of data it is: integer data. But who is going to tell what type of data it is? With the help of this variable only, we will decide, or we will get to know about what type of data it is. So what we are using inside of type function, what we are using, what type of variable, and what is the name of the variable? A
Integer
is
variable.
identifying, a is identifying that what type of data it is: integer type of data, right? Check it, what it is saying. Getting my point? That's why we call it as identifier plus variable. Okay, and also one more thing, as I have already told you about this, every data type is nothing, sorry, every variable what we are using is nothing but an Python. Everything is in Python, everything is what? Object.
Object.
Okay, so every variable is also known as what? Object. And behind those object we also have class. What class it is? So if we have 100 type of data, that means 100 type of class we have, right? In Python, even though we create a function, behind that function also there is a class called function itself. Okay, are you getting it? At least yes or no? Okay, fine. So variables are what? Once the application user enters the data from the keyboard, it is whose responsibility? Programmer's responsibility to store the data in the form of literals or variables inside variables, or values inside variables or identifier. Are you getting it? Hence, all the literals or values or data, I would say, must be stored inside the main memory, or in the main memory, right? In the form of identifiers or variables. Okay, otherwise we can't proceed. Otherwise we can't process the data, data. Are you getting it? How easy it is? Knowing variable and literals are really easy. Literals are nothing but the values, Variables are nothing but which is going to store the value. Got it? Simple it is. Okay. You can consider your uh, purse. Your purse is nothing but a variable which is storing the data, which is your money. Okay. So you consider your purse is what? Variable. And your money is what? Literals, values. Okay. Simple it is. Now with this, if I go for any date example, you consider a is equals to 10, b is equals to 2.5. Now tell me, a is what type of data? Integer. B is what type of data? How we can get the type of the data? With the help of type function. Type of a, that will, okay, now type of b, that will tell you type of the this particular variable. Okay. Also, if you want, you can go for this. A is equals to 10, b is equals to 20. If you want to add, use a plus b. Okay. Now if you want to use again and again these variables, before are we able to call this again and again? Can we call it again and again without variable? Now tell me, can we call this a and b again and again with the help of what? Even though if I want 10 times these values, I can call multiple times with the help of this particular a variable. If I want, I can call n number of time this b variable. Even though if you want, you can call c as well, because c is also taking what type of data? A plus b, that means 10 plus 20, and c is storing what value? 30. Okay. So variable is that much important that without variable you cannot process the data. Getting my point? Okay. So this is, I can say, these are our examples, and this will give you value as 30. Okay. Now there are some rules of using the variables. Okay. Using the variable, there are some rules. Let's see what is the proper definition of variable. Okay. Proper definition I will write. I would say definition of variables. Variables are identifier, or variables is an identifier, okay, and whose value are changing or varying during program execution. Okay. So if someone asks you what is variable, variable is nothing but an identifier whose values, tell me, see there and tell me what it is. Changing or varying when? During the program execution. Okay. Now, so there are some rules of declaring the variable. So I would go for rules of declaring the variable. Okay. Or I would say rules for defining the variables. Okay. What are the rules? First, few rules I'm going to tell you. Okay. Almost 5 or 6 rules I'm going to tell you. One is a recommendation. Okay. More 4 are your rules. Okay. What are the first rule? What is the first rule here? Okay. Variable name, variable names in Python can contain combination of combination of alphabets, digits, and underscore. What are they? Okay, what is underscore? You can say it like this. Okay, this is the underscore, right? So what are the combination? Alphabets, digits, underscore. Now, so here I'm going to ask you some questions. Just give me a moment. Okay, fine. Let's check it now. If I say, see, there are rules which says we should always follow the rules while writing the variable, right? Now, if I write anything like a is equals to 20, possible, executable, right? Check it. Okay. Now, if I write underscore a is equals to 20, not possible, possible, not possible. Had lunch, almost it is 5, right? Had lunch, possible, not possible, more, possible, not possible. Okay, possible it is, right? Now, if I say a 123 is equals to 20, yes, online guys, I want response from you also, right? Yes, go ahead, tell me. A123 is equals to 20. Possible, not possible?
Not possible.
Yes, not possible. Possible it is, right? It is possible. Now, if I say 123 A is equals to 20, why? This is the rule. Okay, we should not start with any numbers while writing the variable. Also, we should not include any symbols. Okay, so one by one we will see what these are. So second is the name of the variable must start with alphabets or underscore or underscore, otherwise we will get what error? What error? Check what we are getting here. Syntax error. And why we are getting syntax error? Who is giving this syntax error? Yes, compiler, right? Compiler job is what? To check the error. What type of error?
Errors.
Syntax error.
Syntax
Okay,
errors.
right. So here we are getting the syntax error. Okay, so second rule says what? The name of the variable must start with the alphabets or underscore, right? Next, if I give a at the rate is equals to 20, why? Why? We are getting type error. What it is saying? Unsupported operand. See, Python or PVM is taking this particular thing as what? This two thing as what? Operand. Why? Because one of this is an operand, right? Equal, that is an assignment operator here, right, which assigns the value. Okay, but at the rate is nothing here. That's why we are getting what? Type error. What it is saying? And what it is actually checking, a, which is our variable already declared here, okay, with this particular thing. This particular thing means what it is? At the rate, which has no meaning here, right? That's why we are getting unsupported operand type s for at the rate is equals to, right, integer and integer. Are you getting it? That's what. Next, let's suppose now if I give, for example, underscore underscore salary is equals to 20,000. Now tell me, possible, not possible? Think and tell me. Possible?
Possible.
Okay, possible. Next, if I say underscore underscore is equals to 20. Not possible, but
Possible.
it is possible. Combination of what are alphabets, digits, and see. Thing is what, we should not start our variable with digits or any special character. Okay, we should not include any special character in our variable except underscore, right? Now you tell me a is equals to a hash is equals to 20. Possible, not possible? What type of error?
Not possible.
Type error.
Operand error.
Why
Underscore.
operand?
Underscore.
Okay, fine.
Hash.
So we are going to get error, type error, right? No. Check it, what we are getting. This is how it interpret the thing. Okay, a is what, one of the variable already available here. You check it. It is there or not? But in Python, hash is for commenting anything. Hash is for commenting anything. Comment means what? It is not an executable line, but it just shows or acknowledge the programmer, right? For example, if I'm using a is equals to 20, here I can give this kind of thing, that this is variable a, and storing the value 20. If I print this print of a, it is not going to execute this one, because this is just an comment. This is just an comment, and this is not executable. Check it, what we are getting, only 20 we are getting. That means comments are not executable code. They, though comments are only just to acknowledge the programmers, okay, or to just define the particular thing. That's it. Those things are not executable. So how many types of comments, how we can make multiple line comments, that is also I will show you later on. Okay, so that's why we are getting what here, 20. Why? Because a is a variable which is storing what here, 20, right? But after hash pvm is making these line as what, comment. These line is what, comment. And comment means what, it is not executable. So we are getting the value of a only. Raise the hand those who are not getting it. Okay, yes, online, everyone understood? Okay, fine. So let me give you some examples as well. If I write underscore a is equals to 20, it is possible. If I write a12 is equals to like 20, it is also possible, right? If I write a123 b is equals to 20, that is also possible. But if I write 123 a 23, that is not possible.
Not
Similarly, if I
possible.
write a underscore is equals to 20, it is also not possible, right? So this kind of thing you should take care of it while writing the variables. Should not see, variables could be anything. Let me tell you this, that variable could be anything. Your name, your surname, your like friend's name, and whatever you want to take, you can take as a variable, but it should follow this rule. What is the first rule? Variable python only can contain what, alphabets, numerics, or underscore. If you, even though you are using underscore in between of the variable, like for example a underscore b is equals to 20, that is also possible, right? If you write underscore underscore a underscore b underscore is equals to 20, that is also possible. That means any number of underscore we can, even though we can start with the underscore as well. Okay, you can start with the underscore as well. Do we have underscore, only underscore? Did I use somewhere? Okay, where? Only underscore, single underscore. Now let's clear this. Okay, now let's check, do we have, okay, there is no zero, it is, okay, zero it is, that means this is, it is same. Okay, now you check it. I'm taking a is equals to 10, 20, b is equals to 30. Here if I give c is equals to a plus b, what it is going to return? If I print c, what it is going to return? 50, right? Now I will give 30 plus 30. What is the value of this? 60. Can I use this 60 now again? Why? Because variable is not there. But I can make this particular thing in use. How? If I write only underscore, it is going to give us last returned value. What it is returning? Check it. Now if I give underscore, or I would say a, or let's take variable is equals to only underscore. That means what underscore is it storing? 60. That means variable is going to store what? 60. Check it. Variable. Are you getting it? Okay. So these things are also included in this particular thing. Okay. Next, special symbols. What are the special symbols we can use here? No special symbols can be used as our variable name, except what? Except underscore. So underscore is also one of the special character, right? That is also one of the special symbol. Yes or no? That is also we cannot use. Okay. And also, as Python is a case sensitive language, okay, as Python is a case sensitive language when it comes to variables. Why? Because because check it why. Okay, if I give, for example, if I give NAME, okay, for example, NAME, let's suppose it is Python. Okay, now you take NAME is equals to Python. I will take one more, NAME is equals to Python. Similarly, if I go for NAME is equals to Python, okay, and more you can take NAME is equals to Python. Okay, now what is the difference between all this? All are saving the same memory, or all are saving the same data? Yes or no? All are taking same data only, but the difference is what? Naming convention. What is the difference? Naming. If you check here, this name is in which format? Uppercase. This one is what? Lowercase. This
Lower.
first letter is what? Uppercase. Rest of this lower. Similarly, one of this is uppercase, then lowercase, alternative, right? Carefully. Next, here also if you check, NAM is what? Lowercase, E is
Lower
what?
case.
All are having its own meaning. Okay, check it now. If I give NAME is equals to, I would say, Python. Okay, this will be having different meaning. This name will be having different meaning. Okay, let's suppose this name will be having different meaning, or you can also consider it like, forget about this, I will change this example. Name, or let's take NAME is equals to, I would say, Raj. Okay, Next, I will take NAME as our first character is what? Uppercase, right? I will take Sanjeev. Okay. Now I will take NAME as total lowercase. Here I will take Pooja. Okay. Next I will take something like NAM and E is capital here. Okay. Now you take, I will take something like Python. Okay. Now if I call NAME, it is calling Pooja. Why it is not calling Raj? Because in case of variable, Python is case sensitive. It could be uppercase or lowercase. That's why it is a case sensitive. Whichever format you are using in this variable, it should be in the same format while getting the output. Otherwise, either you will get name error or you will get the wrong in output. Okay, are you getting it? Okay, so this is, you have to take care of this. If I call NAME, it is calling Raj, right? So everything has its own meaning and separated by this. So this is what I can change this with this particular thing. Okay, these are the examples. Fine. Up to now, do you have any doubts? Do you have any doubts? Yes, everyone. Do you have any doubts? No, not even a single doubt. Okay. Next is, that is a recommendation. Okay, this is only the recommendation that you should not use, or you should not go for like same variable. If you also, if you want to take one name as this and you are storing a different data, again if you take NAME is equals to, let's take something like Karan. Okay, so which one it is going to take? Current, the current one, right? The current one. That means this particular variable or the value is getting collected by garbage collector, because this particular variable is no longer in use. Are you getting it? Okay, so this is all about data representation. First is literals, or we can say values. What are literals or values? What is literal? It is a value, right? What is variable? in in main memory. Okay, you have to read the notes properly. Okay, every time, every day you try to revise it. You go home, revise it. Otherwise you will, every time you will forget it. Okay, so only thing you have to do is you have to read the notes. Don't try to remember it. I'm suggesting everyone, don't try to remember it. Try to understand the concept. Even though if you are explaining in your words as well, that would be enough. Okay, don't try to copy my notes. I wouldn't suggest you to copy my notes. I will suggest you just understand the concept. That's it. Okay, once you understand the concept, easily you can crack any interview. Okay, because they may start from the basic. What is variable? What are some key features of Python? Okay, what is what is programming language? They may ask you this also. Based on your confidence, actually they will see whether the person is confident or not. If you feel, or if you pretend like I'm not so confident, they will start asking you the simplest question. So I'm not suggesting you to go and like pretend like I'm not comfortable, or I'm not confident. You have to be confident and you have to show your confidence level, right? Not overconfident. It should be confidence only. Got it? Shall we stop it here? Yes, online guys, do you have any question? Online, do you have any question? So far so good. Okay, So from Monday onwards, we are going to change the link. So this is just a last reminder for you guys. Try to enroll yourself now, okay, so that you are not going to fall behind. Shall we stop it here? Any doubt? Those who want on offline, those who want to contact, you can contact to the admin person, right, about the course and all. And for online also, please contact to the number, and make sure that you are enrolling yourself before Sunday. Okay, try to enroll yourself today or tomorrow, because Sunday is holiday, so Sunday will be off. Okay, so Monday, shall we stop it? So see you on Monday, guys. Take care. Have a great day. Bye bye, and have a great weekend as well.